Why modern life makes you miserable, and what ancient Romans knew. In today's fast-paced world, many people grapple with feelings of unhappiness and discontent. The pressures of modern life can be overwhelming, whether it's the demands of work, the constant connectivity of social media, or the relentless drive for success. It seems that no matter how much we achieve, there's always a lingering sense of dissatisfaction. We chase after promotions, luxurious possessions, or the perfect relationship, believing these will bring us happiness. However, the more we pursue these goals, the more elusive happiness becomes. In our quest for fulfillment, we often overlook a powerful source of wisdom that has stood the test of time: Stoic philosophy. The ancient Stoics, including philosophers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, understood the struggles of human existence. They developed a framework for living that emphasizes the importance of virtue, self-control, and the acceptance of what we cannot change. The Greek term eudaimonia, often translated to mean happiness, actually refers to living in accordance with one's true nature. This goes beyond fleeting pleasures. It is about achieving a deeper sense of fulfillment through virtue and wisdom. One of the key teachings of Stoicism is the distinction between what we can control and what we cannot. Modern life bombards us with challenges that are often outside our influence. Traffic jams, economic downturns, and interpersonal conflicts. Instead of focusing our energy on these external events, Stoicism teaches us to redirect our attention inward, to our judgments and responses. Our emotional reactions stem not from the events themselves, but from how we perceive and interpret those events. This shift in perspective can be incredibly liberating, allowing us to cultivate resilience and inner peace. Consider the daily grind of urban life. Commuting in a bustling city like New York can be a source of significant stress. The subway is crowded, delays are common, and the ever-present hustle can feel suffocating. In such moments, it's easy to feel frustrated and overwhelmed. However, Stoic wisdom encourages us to reevaluate our judgments about these experiences. Instead of viewing a delayed train as an inconvenience, we can see it as an opportunity to practice patience or even enjoy a moment of solitude with a book. This reframing helps us maintain our equanimity and reduces unnecessary suffering. Furthermore, our relationships often serve as a mirror reflecting our inner state. When we set high expectations for others, be it friends, family, or colleagues, we open ourselves up to disappointment and resentment. Stoicism teaches that we cannot control how others behave, but we can control our responses to their actions. By lowering our expectations and accepting people as they are, we can foster healthier relationships and protect our emotional well-being. In this video, we will explore 5 Stoic ways to find real happiness. These principles, drawn from the insights of ancient philosophers, offer practical guidance for navigating the complexities of modern life. By applying these timeless teachings, we can cultivate a sense of purpose, develop emotional resilience, and ultimately lead more fulfilling lives. The wisdom of the Stoics is not just an ancient relic. It is a powerful toolkit for finding happiness in our contemporary world. As we delve into these 5 Stoic methods, remember that each step is a practice, a journey toward aligning your life with the deeper truths of existence. The goal is not perfection but progress, a commitment to living with intention and integrity. So, let's embark on this exploration of Stoic philosophy together, discovering how these ancient secrets can illuminate the path to a happier, more meaningful life. 1. Stop letting other people control your emotions. In today's world, filled with incessant noise and distractions, it's increasingly easy to feel overwhelmed by the actions and opinions of others. Whether it's a rude coworker, a critical family member, or the relentless pressure of social media, external influences can significantly impact our emotional state. Stoicism teaches us that our happiness is not dictated by these external circumstances, but rather by our own judgments and responses. This fundamental insight is crucial for achieving emotional resilience in our daily lives. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This encapsulates the essence of Stoic thought. While we cannot control what happens around us, we have complete power over how we perceive and respond to those events. This understanding is liberating. It shifts the focus from external chaos to internal clarity. By recognizing that our emotions stem from our interpretations, we can cultivate a sense of control that is often missing in modern life. Consider a typical day at work. You arrive at the office, ready to tackle your tasks. You might be feeling optimistic about a project, only to have that enthusiasm dampened by a colleague who snaps at you over a minor disagreement. In that moment, you face a choice. You can let their negativity seep into your psyche, allowing it to ruin your day, or you can choose to respond with understanding and composure. Stoic wisdom encourages us to practice judgment. Instead of viewing your colleague's outburst as a personal attack, you can interpret it as a reflection of their own struggles. This shift in perspective allows you to maintain your inner peace and prevents you from being dragged into emotional turmoil. One practical method for altering your judgments is to engage in what the Stoics call premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This practice involves anticipating potential challenges and setbacks before they occur. By mentally preparing for difficult interactions or situations, you can reduce their emotional impact. For instance, if you know you'll encounter a challenging coworker, visualize the interaction and how you'll respond calmly. This mental rehearsal enables you to approach the situation with composure rather than reacting impulsively when faced with the unexpected. Epictetus often used the metaphor of a bathhouse to illustrate this point. He noted that many undesirable events can happen in a bathhouse, like theft, splashing, and rudeness. Yet, he emphasized that our goal should not be to avoid these disturbances, but to maintain a state of mind that is conformable to nature. In today's context, this means navigating through life's challenges while staying true to your values and principles. When you accept that challenges are a part of life, you empower yourself to respond with grace. As you practice this shift in judgment, it's essential to cultivate equanimity, a key Stoic concept. Equanimity is the ability to remain calm and composed, regardless of external circumstances. It enables you to view life's ups and downs with a balanced perspective. To develop equanimity, start by identifying situations that trigger strong emotional reactions. Reflect on whether these reactions stem from a lack of control over the situation. By acknowledging that you cannot change the behavior of others, you can focus instead on how you wish to respond. One effective way to enhance equanimity is through mindfulness techniques. Mindfulness encourages you to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. When you encounter a challenging situation, take a moment to breathe deeply and center yourself. This pause allows you to detach from immediate emotional reactions and respond thoughtfully instead. By developing mindfulness, you cultivate the ability to observe your emotions as they arise, creating space for reasoned judgment. Another valuable practice is to keep a journal where you track your emotional responses throughout the day. Write down instances when you felt frustrated or upset due to someone else's actions. Reflect on what triggered those feelings and consider alternative interpretations. This practice can illuminate patterns in your emotional responses, helping you gain greater awareness of your judgments. For example, if you find yourself frequently irritated by a particular coworker, dig deeper into why their behavior affects you so strongly. Is it because you have unmet expectations? Is it because you feel disrespected? Understanding the root of your emotions can help you address them more effectively. Additionally, consider the role of gratitude in shifting your emotional landscape. When you focus on what you are grateful for in your life, it becomes easier to let go of negative emotions tied to others' actions. Make it a daily practice to list 3 things you are grateful for, whether big or small. This simple act can help reframe your mindset, allowing you to approach challenges with a more positive outlook. Stoics believed in the importance of gratitude as a way to cultivate a sense of abundance rather than scarcity. In relationships, managing expectations is key to emotional stability. We often place high expectations on friends, family, and colleagues, leading to disappointment when they inevitably don't meet those expectations. Stoicism teaches us to accept people as they are, not as we wish them to be. When you lower your expectations and acknowledge that everyone is human, you create space for compassion and understanding. By doing so, you protect yourself from unnecessary heartache and frustration. For instance, if you expect your partner to always support you emotionally, consider the possibility that they might have their own struggles that prevent them from being fully present. Instead of feeling hurt and resentful, remind yourself that it's natural for people to have limitations. This shift in perspective can help you approach your relationships with empathy rather than anger. Practicing acceptance in this manner allows you to maintain a sense of inner peace, regardless of how others behave. As you cultivate these Stoic practices, remember that the goal is not to suppress your emotions, but to understand and manage them more effectively. Emotions are a natural part of being human, and acknowledging them is essential for personal growth. Stoicism encourages us to embrace our feelings while also recognizing that they do not have to dictate our actions. By developing a deeper understanding of your emotional responses, you empower yourself to choose how to react, ultimately leading to a more balanced and fulfilling life. In conclusion, the teachings of Stoicism provide invaluable tools for navigating the complexities of modern life. By learning to stop letting other people control your emotions, you reclaim your happiness and cultivate a sense of freedom. Through practices like judgment alteration, premeditation of evils, mindfulness, gratitude, and managing expectations, you can respond to life's challenges with resilience and grace. As we continue to explore Stoic principles in this video, remember that the power to control your emotions lies within you. By focusing on your judgments and responses, you can navigate the world on your terms, creating a more peaceful and fulfilling life. 2. The 4 character traits that guarantee happiness. The pursuit of happiness is often seen as an elusive quest, one that many navigate without a clear map. In our modern world, we frequently look to external sources for validation, career success, financial stability, and social acceptance. However, the ancient Stoics provided a profound insight into genuine happiness, emphasizing that true fulfillment stems from within, specifically through the cultivation of virtue. At the heart of Stoic philosophy are four cardinal virtues: wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. Understanding and embodying these virtues can lead to a more meaningful and happy life. Wisdom, the foundation of virtue. Wisdom is often regarded as the most important of the Stoic virtues. It involves not only knowledge but also the ability to apply that knowledge appropriately in real-life situations. Wisdom allows us to differentiate between what is truly valuable and what is merely a distraction. In our fast-paced society, where information is abundant and often conflicting, cultivating wisdom helps us filter out the noise and focus on what genuinely matters. To develop wisdom, one must engage in self-reflection and critical thinking. This can be accomplished through practices such as journaling, where you take the time to analyze your thoughts and decisions. Ask yourself questions like, what are my core values? What do I truly want to achieve in life? By examining your motivations and aligning them with your values, you cultivate a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. Moreover, seeking knowledge from various sources can enhance your wisdom. Read widely, listen to podcasts, and engage in discussions with people who have different perspectives. Stoics valued learning from both successes and failures, recognizing that every experience offers a lesson. By nurturing wisdom, you can make informed choices that align with your true self, leading to greater happiness. Justice, treating others fairly. The second cardinal virtue, justice, emphasizes fairness and integrity in our interactions with others. In a world rife with competition and self-interest, practicing justice means prioritizing the well-being of others alongside your own. This virtue encourages empathy, compassion, and respect, qualities essential for building meaningful relationships. Justice can be practiced in everyday life in various ways. For example, consider your workplace dynamics. Are you supportive of your colleagues, or do you engage in cutthroat competition? By fostering a culture of collaboration rather than rivalry, you not only enhance your own happiness but also contribute to a positive environment where everyone can thrive. Additionally, practicing justice involves standing up for what is right, even when it's unpopular. This might mean advocating for a colleague who is being unfairly treated or volunteering your time for a cause that promotes social good. When you act justly, you align yourself with your values, creating a sense of fulfillment. The Stoics believed that true happiness is found in living virtuously and treating others with fairness and respect. Courage, facing challenges head-on. Courage is the third cardinal virtue and one that is often misunderstood. Many people equate courage with fearlessness, but the Stoic view of courage is about acknowledging fear and deciding to act despite it. Life is filled with challenges, and cultivating courage allows us to confront those challenges with resilience and determination. One practical way to develop courage is by stepping outside your comfort zone. This could involve having difficult conversations, taking on new responsibilities at work, or pursuing a passion that you've been hesitant to explore. Each time you face your fears, you build confidence and strength. Remember that courage doesn't mean the absence of fear. It means recognizing that fear is a natural part of the human experience and choosing to act regardless. Moreover, courage is essential for personal growth. It requires vulnerability and the willingness to learn from failures. Embrace the mindset that setbacks are opportunities for growth rather than failures. The Stoics taught that every challenge is a chance to strengthen your character and refine your virtues. By facing adversity with courage, you pave the way for a more fulfilling and happy life. Moderation, finding balance in life. The fourth cardinal virtue, moderation, is about finding balance in all areas of life. In a society that often glorifies excess, whether in consumption, work, or leisure, moderation teaches us the importance of restraint and self-control. This virtue encourages us to seek a balanced approach to life, where we enjoy pleasures without becoming enslaved to them. To practice moderation, start by evaluating your daily habits. Are there areas where you indulge excessively? It could be spending too much time on social media, overindulging in food or drink, or even working long hours at the expense of your well-being. Moderation is about recognizing when enough is enough and making conscious choices that align with your values. Additionally, moderation fosters contentment. When you practice restraint, you learn to appreciate what you have rather than constantly striving for more. This shift in mindset can lead to a profound sense of inner peace and happiness. The Stoics believed that true fulfillment comes from living in harmony with nature, which includes understanding the limits of our desires. Bringing it all together, the virtuous life. Cultivating these four cardinal virtues, wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation, provides a robust framework for living a happy and meaningful life. Each virtue supports the others, creating a holistic approach to personal development and fulfillment. By embodying these traits, you not only enhance your own life, but also positively influence those around you. Consider how these virtues can be applied in your daily interactions. In moments of conflict, draw upon your wisdom to respond thoughtfully. When faced with ethical dilemmas, let justice guide your decisions. Embrace courage when tackling challenges and practice moderation to maintain balance in your life. By integrating these principles into your daily routine, you create a solid foundation for lasting happiness. Moreover, Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of community. Engaging with others and sharing your journey toward virtue can amplify your growth. Seek out like-minded individuals who share your commitment to living virtuously. Participate in discussions, attend workshops, or join a local Stoic community. The support and encouragement from others can be invaluable on your path to happiness. In conclusion, the Stoic virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation serve as essential pillars for achieving true happiness. By cultivating these traits, you empower yourself to navigate life's challenges with resilience and grace. As we continue to explore Stoic principles in this video, remember that happiness is not a destination but a journey that is enriched by the virtues we embody and the choices we make. With each step you take toward living a virtuous life, you draw closer to the genuine happiness that Stoicism promises. 3. Why your expectations are destroying your peace. In our pursuit of happiness, one of the most significant barriers we encounter is our expectations. We often have a mental image of how life should unfold, how our relationships should be, how our careers should progress, and how we should feel at any given moment. When reality doesn't align with these expectations, we can find ourselves feeling disappointed, frustrated, or even devastated. Stoicism offers profound insights into the nature of expectations and how they can lead to unnecessary suffering. By understanding and managing our expectations, we can cultivate a more peaceful and fulfilling life. At the heart of Stoic philosophy is the principle that we cannot control external events, only our responses to them. Epictetus, one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers, emphasized this idea in his teachings. He argued that suffering arises not from the events themselves, but from our judgments about those events. When we expect things to go a certain way and they don't, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Instead of accepting the reality of a situation, we become attached to our preconceived notions, leading to emotional turmoil. Consider the scenario of a job promotion. You've put in long hours, taken on extra responsibilities, and feel confident that you deserve the promotion. When the announcement comes, however, you find that a coworker, whom you believe to be less qualified, has received the position instead. In this moment, your expectations clash violently with reality. You may feel anger, resentment, and betrayal. However, if you examine your expectations through a Stoic lens, you can begin to see where you might be setting yourself up for disappointment. Epictetus taught that we are not entitled to any specific outcomes in life. Instead, we are entitled only to our efforts and actions. When you expect a promotion, you may believe you deserve it based on your hard work. However, the decision ultimately lies with your employer, who may have different criteria for promotion. By recognizing that you cannot control the decisions of others, you empower yourself to focus on what you can control, your effort and attitude. This shift can help alleviate the sting of disappointment. To manage expectations effectively, it's essential to practice what the Stoics called negative visualization. This technique involves imagining the worst-case scenario and accepting it mentally before it happens. For instance, prior to the promotion announcement, you might visualize the possibility of not getting the job. By preparing yourself for this outcome, you lessen its emotional impact. If the worst does happen, you'll be better equipped to handle it with grace. Conversely, if you do receive the promotion, you'll be pleasantly surprised rather than merely satisfied. Negative visualization can also be applied to relationships. Often, we have expectations about how our partners, friends, or family members should behave. We might expect our loved ones to support us unconditionally, or we might assume they will always understand our needs. When these expectations are not met, we can feel hurt and let down. By practicing negative visualization in relationships, you can acknowledge that people are imperfect and that misunderstandings will occur. This mental preparation allows you to approach your relationships with more empathy and understanding. Another critical aspect of managing expectations is recognizing the difference between preferences and attachments. Stoicism teaches us to prefer certain outcomes without becoming attached to them. For example, you might prefer to have a stable job, a loving partner, or good health. But when you become attached to these preferences, you risk suffering when things don't go your way. By cultivating a mindset of preference rather than attachment, you can appreciate what you have while remaining resilient in the face of change. This principle is particularly relevant in our relationships. When we become attached to the idea of how our loved ones should behave or how they should support us, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Instead, try to focus on appreciating your partner for who they are, rather than who you wish they would be. This shift in perspective allows you to maintain a sense of peace and acceptance, regardless of their actions. It's also important to practice gratitude in conjunction with managing expectations. Gratitude helps us focus on the positive aspects of our lives, shifting our attention away from what we lack or desire. When you find yourself feeling disappointed because someone didn't meet your expectations, take a moment to reflect on the qualities you appreciate about them. This practice can help you cultivate a more balanced view of your relationships and reduce feelings of resentment. In addition to managing expectations in personal relationships and work situations, consider how societal pressures can shape our expectations. Today's culture often bombards us with images of success, beauty, and happiness, creating unrealistic standards to which we feel compelled to conform. Social media amplifies this phenomenon as we constantly compare ourselves to curated representations of others' lives. This comparison can lead to feelings of inadequacy and despair when our own lives do not match these idealized versions. To combat this, it's essential to engage in self-reflection and remind yourself that social media is often a highlight reel, not an accurate depiction of reality. Everyone faces challenges and struggles that may not be visible online. By acknowledging that everyone experiences difficulties, you can lessen the weight of societal expectations and cultivate a greater sense of self-acceptance. Another helpful practice is to set realistic and flexible goals for yourself. Instead of rigidly adhering to a specific outcome, focus on the process and the effort you put into achieving your goals. For instance, if you aspire to improve your fitness, set a goal to work out consistently rather than expecting to lose a certain amount of weight by a specific date. This approach allows you to celebrate your progress without becoming fixated on a particular outcome. By remaining adaptable, you can navigate the inevitable ups and downs of life with greater ease. Ultimately, managing expectations is about finding a balance between hope and acceptance. It's natural to desire certain outcomes, but it's equally important to recognize that life is unpredictable. Embracing the Stoic principle of accepting what we cannot control frees us from the burden of unrealistic expectations. By shifting our focus to our actions and attitudes, we empower ourselves to respond with resilience and grace, regardless of life's challenges. As we continue to explore Stoic principles in this video, remember that the key to finding peace lies not in trying to control every aspect of our lives, but in managing our expectations with wisdom and understanding. By practicing negative visualization, cultivating gratitude, and focusing on preferences rather than attachments, we can navigate life's uncertainties more effectively. This approach allows us to embrace the present moment, enriching our experience and leading us toward genuine happiness. 4. How to prepare for bad days. Like Marcus Aurelius did, life is filled with unpredictability, and no matter how well we plan, we will inevitably face difficult days. Whether it's a stressful work environment, personal setbacks, or unexpected challenges, bad days can leave us feeling overwhelmed and disheartened. However, the ancient Stoics, particularly Marcus Aurelius, understood that preparation is key to navigating these tough times with resilience. By anticipating difficulties and equipping ourselves mentally, we can approach each day with a sense of calm and readiness. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, often reflected on the inevitability of encountering challenges. In his personal writings, known as the Meditations, he emphasizes the importance of preparing for adversity. One of his most famous quotes states, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. This mindset is not meant to cultivate cynicism, but rather to set realistic expectations for the day ahead. Understanding that you will encounter difficult individuals and situations allows you to mentally prepare for them. Instead of being taken by surprise, you can respond with composure and equanimity. This proactive approach helps minimize the emotional impact that others might have on you. By recognizing that these behaviors are a part of the human experience, you can approach interactions with empathy rather than frustration. To effectively prepare for bad days, consider implementing a morning routine that incorporates Stoic principles. Start your day with a few moments of reflection and intention setting. Before you jump into your daily tasks, take a few deep breaths and remind yourself of the challenges you may face. Visualize specific scenarios that might arise, such as a difficult conversation with a coworker or an unexpected change in plans. By mentally rehearsing these situations, you equip yourself with strategies to handle them gracefully when they occur. Another powerful technique is the practice of negative visualization. This Stoic exercise involves imagining worst-case scenarios and accepting them as possible outcomes. For example, consider what might happen if you were to lose your job or experience a significant setback. Instead of allowing fear to paralyze you, use this visualization to prepare yourself emotionally. By acknowledging the possibility of adversity, you can cultivate a sense of resilience. You'll be less likely to feel devastated if and when these challenges arise, as you've already mentally prepared for them. Negative visualization can also be applied to relationships. Often, we have expectations about how our partners, friends, or family members should behave. We might expect our loved ones to support us unconditionally, or we might assume they will always understand our needs. When these expectations are not met, we can feel hurt and let down. By practicing negative visualization in relationships, you can acknowledge that people are imperfect and that misunderstandings will occur. This mental preparation allows you to approach your relationships with more empathy and understanding. Another essential aspect of preparing for bad days is recognizing the difference between preferences and attachments. Stoicism teaches us to prefer certain outcomes without becoming attached to them. For example, you might prefer to have a stable job, a loving partner, or good health. But when you become attached to these preferences, you risk suffering when things don't go your way. By cultivating a mindset of preference rather than attachment, you can appreciate what you have while remaining resilient in the face of change. This principle is particularly relevant in our relationships. When we become attached to the idea of how our loved ones should behave or how they should support us, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Instead, try to focus on appreciating your partner for who they are, rather than who you wish they would be. This shift in perspective allows you to maintain a sense of peace and acceptance, regardless of their actions. In addition to mental preparation, consider practical strategies for managing stress during challenging days. Incorporate mindfulness techniques into your routine to help ground yourself. Practices such as deep breathing, meditation, or yoga can help alleviate anxiety and promote a sense of calm. When faced with stress, take a moment to pause and engage in a calming activity. This can help you regain focus and clarity, making it easier to approach the day's challenges. Exercise is another powerful tool for managing stress and preparing for difficult days. Physical activity releases endorphins, which can improve your mood and resilience. Whether it's a morning jog, a yoga session, or a brisk walk, incorporating movement into your routine can invigorate both your body and mind. A consistent exercise regimen also helps build mental toughness, making it easier to handle setbacks. Moreover, consider keeping a journal to document your thoughts and experiences. Reflecting on your day can help you process challenges and gain insights into your emotional responses. Write about what went well and what didn't, and explore the lessons you can take away from each experience. This practice fosters self-awareness and helps you identify patterns in your reactions to adversity. As you cultivate these Stoic practices, remember that preparation is not just about anticipating difficulties. It's also about fostering a proactive mindset. Cultivate a sense of agency in your life by recognizing that you have the power to shape your responses. By preparing mentally and emotionally, you empower yourself to face challenges with confidence and resilience. Self-compassion is also vital when preparing for bad days. Recognize that everyone experiences tough times, and it's okay to feel upset or frustrated. Allow yourself to acknowledge these emotions without judgment. Stoicism does not advocate for the suppression of feelings. Rather, it encourages us to understand and manage them. When you encounter a setback, give yourself permission to feel disappointed, but also remind yourself of your strengths and coping abilities. In conclusion, preparing for bad days is an essential aspect of living a fulfilling life. Like Marcus Aurelius, we can benefit from adopting a mindset that anticipates challenges and equips us to handle them with grace. By implementing a morning routine, practicing negative visualization, maintaining gratitude, building a supportive network, and incorporating mindfulness and exercise, we can navigate life's difficulties with greater ease. Embracing these Stoic principles allows us to approach each day with resilience and strength, transforming potential hardships into opportunities for growth. As we continue to explore the wisdom of Stoicism, remember that preparation empowers you to face whatever life throws your way, leading you toward a more peaceful and happy existence. 5. The one thing Stoics never worry about, and why you shouldn't either. In a world driven by constant change and uncertainty, it's easy to find ourselves consumed by worry. We worry about our jobs, our relationships, our health, and our future. This anxiety can be paralyzing and distracting, pulling our focus away from the present moment. However, the ancient Stoics offer a refreshing perspective on the nature of worry, particularly regarding what truly matters and what does not. At the core of Stoic philosophy is the understanding that we should not waste our energy worrying about things that are beyond our control. The Stoics believed in focusing on what is within our power to change and accepting what lies outside of it. This philosophy is encapsulated in the dichotomy of control, a fundamental Stoic concept that divides the things we experience into two categories: those we can control and those we cannot. According to Epictetus, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This statement underscores the importance of our responses to external events rather than the events themselves. When we recognize that our worries often center around uncontrollable factors, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and anxiety. For instance, consider a common worry: job security. In today's volatile job market, many people fear losing their jobs or not being able to find new employment. While it's natural to feel anxious about these uncertainties, the Stoic approach encourages us to focus on what we can control: our skills, our work ethic, and our ability to adapt. Instead of fixating on the possibility of losing a job, we can invest our energy in becoming more competent and valuable in our roles. This proactive mindset not only alleviates worry, but also empowers us to take charge of our professional lives. Another area where worry often creeps in is our relationships. We might find ourselves preoccupied with how others perceive us or concerned about conflicts with friends, family, or colleagues. The Stoics remind us that we cannot control how others feel or react, but we can control our own actions and responses. By focusing on being the best version of ourselves, treating others with kindness, respect, and understanding, we can cultivate healthier relationships without becoming overly concerned about the opinions of others. Additionally, the Stoics emphasize the importance of accepting the inevitability of change and loss. Life is inherently unpredictable, and worrying about the future only serves to rob us of the present moment. For example, we might worry about losing a loved one or facing a health crisis. While these concerns are valid, the Stoic perspective teaches us to accept that life is transient. Instead of fixating on what might happen, we can appreciate the time we have with our loved ones and focus on living fully in the present. This acceptance fosters gratitude and enhances our overall well-being. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflected on the impermanence of life. He wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This reminder encourages us to embrace the present and let go of worries about the future. By recognizing that life is fleeting, we can prioritize what truly matters: our relationships, our values, and our growth, rather than being bogged down by anxiety over what is beyond our control. To further alleviate worry, it's essential to cultivate a mindset of resilience. Resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity, is a key aspect of Stoic philosophy. Instead of fearing failure or setbacks, we can view them as opportunities for growth and learning. When we reframe our perspective on challenges, we become less fearful of the unknown and more adaptable to change. One practical way to build resilience is through the practice of gratitude. By regularly reflecting on what we are thankful for, we shift our focus away from worry and towards appreciation. Consider keeping a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things you are grateful for each day. This simple practice can help you cultivate a positive mindset and reduce anxiety. Over time, you'll find that gratitude helps you navigate challenges with greater ease and less worry. Another effective strategy for managing worry is to engage in mindfulness practices. Mindfulness teaches us to stay present and aware of our thoughts and feelings without judgment. When we find ourselves worrying about the future or ruminating on past events, we can use mindfulness techniques to anchor ourselves in the present moment. Techniques like deep breathing or meditation can help ground us, allowing us to observe our worries without becoming overwhelmed by them. Consider setting aside a few minutes each day for mindfulness practice. This could be as simple as focusing on your breath, observing your surroundings, or engaging in a guided meditation. By cultivating mindfulness, you learn to recognize when worry arises and gently redirect your attention to the present moment. This practice not only alleviates anxiety but also enhances your overall sense of well-being. Additionally, setting realistic goals and expectations can help mitigate worry. When we set unattainable standards for ourselves, we create a breeding ground for anxiety. Instead of striving for perfection, focus on progress and improvement. Break larger goals into smaller, manageable steps and celebrate your achievements along the way. This approach fosters a sense of accomplishment and reduces the pressure that often accompanies high expectations. Moreover, surrounding yourself with a supportive community can significantly impact your ability to manage worry. Engaging with friends, family, or like-minded individuals provides a network of support during challenging times. Share your worries with those you trust and seek their perspectives. Sometimes, simply talking about your concerns can alleviate their weight and provide valuable insights. Remember that you are not alone in your struggles, and reaching out for support can be a powerful tool for overcoming anxiety. In relationships, managing expectations is key to emotional stability. We often place high expectations on friends, family, and colleagues, leading to disappointment when they inevitably don't meet those expectations. Stoicism teaches us to accept people as they are, not as we wish them to be. When you lower your expectations and acknowledge that everyone is human, you create space for compassion and understanding. This shift in perspective allows you to maintain a sense of peace and acceptance, regardless of how others behave. As you cultivate these Stoic practices, remember that the goal is not to suppress your emotions but to understand and manage them more effectively. Emotions are a natural part of being human, and acknowledging them is essential for personal growth. Stoicism encourages us to embrace our feelings while also recognizing that they do not have to dictate our actions. By developing a deeper understanding of your emotional responses, you empower yourself to choose how to react, ultimately leading to a more balanced and fulfilling life. In conclusion, the Stoic philosophy teaches us that we should not waste our energy worrying about things beyond our control. By embracing the dichotomy of control, practicing gratitude, cultivating resilience, and engaging in mindfulness, we can shift our focus from worry to empowerment. Life will always present challenges, but how we respond to those challenges ultimately shapes our happiness. As we navigate through the complexities of life, let us embrace the wisdom of the Stoics and learn to let go of worry, allowing us to lead more fulfilling and peaceful lives. Your 30-day Stoic Happiness Challenge. As we conclude this exploration of Stoic philosophy and its application to modern life, it's essential to reflect on the powerful tools we've discussed for cultivating happiness. The Stoics provide us with timeless wisdom that can help us navigate the complexities of daily existence. By focusing on what we can control, practicing the 4 cardinal virtues, wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation, and managing our expectations, we can lay the groundwork for a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Now, I invite you to take action. To truly integrate the teachings of Stoicism into your life, I challenge you to embark on a 30-day Stoic Happiness Challenge. This challenge is designed to help you apply the principles we've discussed and experience the transformative power of Stoic philosophy firsthand. Here's how the challenge works. 1. Daily reflections. Each morning, take a few minutes to reflect on the day ahead. Recall Marcus Aurelius's advice about expecting challenges and prepare yourself mentally. Write down any anticipated difficulties and how you plan to respond with grace and composure. 2. Practice gratitude. Every evening, jot down 3 things you are grateful for. Focus on the positives in your life, no matter how small they may seem. This practice will help shift your perspective and cultivate a sense of abundance. 3. Embrace negative visualization. Once a week, dedicate a few minutes to practicing negative visualization. Imagine potential challenges you might face in the coming days and prepare yourself emotionally for how you will handle them. This mental rehearsal will fortify your resilience. 4. Engage in mindfulness. Incorporate mindfulness exercises into your daily routine. Whether it's through meditation, deep breathing, or a mindful walk, take time to center yourself and focus on the present moment. This will help you manage anxiety and cultivate peace amidst life's chaos. 5. Community connection. Share your journey with others. Find a friend or join a group that is interested in Stoicism or personal development. Discuss your experiences, challenges, and successes as you progress through the challenge. Engaging with a supportive community can enhance your growth and motivation. 6. Weekly review. At the end of each week, take time to review your reflections and experiences. Consider what worked well, what challenges you faced, and how you can continue to apply Stoic principles in your life. This practice of self-assessment is invaluable for personal growth. By committing to this 30-day challenge, you are taking a significant step toward integrating Stoic wisdom into your life. Remember, the journey to happiness is not about achieving perfection, but about making progress and cultivating a mindset that embraces resilience. As you embark on this challenge, I encourage you to subscribe to the Stoic Vivu channel for more insights and practical applications of Stoic philosophy. Like this video, share it with friends and family, and engage with our community. By spreading the wisdom of the Stoics, we can all contribute to creating a more thoughtful and resilient world. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Stoicism. Embrace the teachings, take the challenge, and remember that true happiness lies within your control. Let's walk this path together, focused on cultivating a life of virtue, peace, and fulfillment.